Okay, go for it.
Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. We just had some fantastic shares for this week and wins. So it's always exciting to hear and just share because, it gets me fired up just hearing some of this stuff. Like I loved hearing, Aaron's story about his weight loss transformation, and just hearing people's stories is what really fires me up. So, the time while we're doing this call at the beginning, just to come on for the wins, because I think it really fires everybody up. So today we're going to do two parts. We are going to have a team member that always gets kind of in the spotlight just to share, because as we're building our teams, it's great to know who is in our team, who can we call for support, who has the similar story to maybe somebody we're sharing with, and somebody that we can reach out to, right? It's all about building that relationship so we feel comfortable reaching out. So for those people who don't know me, my name's Michelle, and I am a chiropractor, been a chiropractor for 15 years, and really do a lot of family chiropractic. So really do a lot of family stuff, so children, things like that, which is really my passion. And I've been using Isagenix for 6 years now. Had my first experience with Isagenix 10 years ago, and let me tell you, the products taste phenomenally better now than, because we all started at the right time, 6 years ago. But, I've always had a positive result with Isagenix. The first time I was really stressed out and, having trouble getting pregnant, and ended up doing a cleanse. I got pregnant that month. And the person that sponsored me never really told me to continue on. I didn't really learn anything, stopped. And then 6 years ago, started back more for energy, right? That was my main thing at the time. And that's one of the things I love about these products, is really the energy that I've gotten from it. So I really love chatting about, kids and families and stuff like that, and health. So certainly if you have anybody that needs a three-way call on that, then I'm happy to do it. And also anybody that has autoimmune, I know we can't talk about diseases and all of that, so I'm going to try to stay very compliant, but anybody who has any autoimmune, thyroid, that kind of stuff, then I would probably be a great person to do a three-way call with. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about people that you want to talk to about the products and things like that. So that's a bit about me, but I do want to introduce the person that I want to spotlight today. And I chose this person because she's been using the products for almost 6 years too, I would say, probably from the beginning. But out of all the people that I've personally enrolled, this person has had really just a massive, massive, massive transformation. And sometimes we just see the outside of people as the transformation. And this person had an outside transformation, but what excites me the most is kind of the inside transformation that she had. And so she's going to share a little bit about her story, and then I have one or two questions for her about one of her things. So then I am going to turn it over to Michelle Smiley, who's going to share her story with everybody.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for asking me to do this tonight. I wasn't expecting it because I've been kind of in a not a downward spiral, but just kind of taking a little vacation from ISA since about last August. Lots going on in my life. But I want to thank you for never giving up on me and for your leadership and guidance over the last 6 years. Asked me to share my 30-second story tonight, so I kind of went through it, and I think I finally got it down. So before Isagenix, everybody, I was emotionally burnt out, and I was completely exhausted to the point where I couldn't even get out of bed. And I had no self-worth. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't know who I was. Of course, Michelle. Oh, hello, Kat. that was Miss Abby, everybody. Michelle introduced me to Isagenix in April of 2008. Sorry, this is all new. And since using the Isagenix products, I have my emotional nervousness under control. I get great sleep, and I have a ton of energy now. And my self-confidence has actually skyrocketed through the roof. I actually believe in myself now, and I can speak to you on this thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this. So now I'm on a mission to start building my business and to help others feel their very best and to let them know there's life out there other than nervousness and being hidden in the shadows. And I want to start kind of contributing to the financial area of our family life, because I haven't done that in the last 6 years. So now I want to start contributing. Michelle asked me to go over an obstacle that I had. One was anxiety. I had a severe anxiety attack back in, I think it was 2013, my very first large event at NYKO. Tara Cooper gifted me a ticket. And I was afraid of being judged in front of people. I was afraid of being in front of people and around large crowds. And I got lost in a crowd of 6,000 people. I texted Michelle. All I had to say was panic. And she knew exactly what she needed to do. And literally, they were sitting maybe 10 feet away from where I was standing having a panic attack. And I got to their seats. Alistair was up behind me, gave me a hug, told me I was okay, and took me back to the seats. Michelle mixed me up an Ionix, and seriously, within 20 minutes, I had calmed my breathing down. I was able to focus, the crying stopped, and I was able to focus and take part in the event. And that's my obstacle that I overcame. It's a big one. So to me, my favorite tool are events. I continue to go to events, NYKO since NYKO in 2013. I've been to every major event that they have. I volunteer at events. It doesn't matter how big or small the event is. It affirms that you're on the right path in what you've chosen, because you're surrounded by like-minded people. They make your mind grow emotionally. They make you grow intellectually. They give you the belief in the company. They give you the belief in yourself. They give you belief in network marketing. And besides that, you get to meet really cool people from all over the world, and everybody gives really good hugs. So I hope that's what you're looking for, Michelle. I kind of made it short and sweet, and thank you.
Awesome. That was perfect. Actually, that just segues right into what I wanted to chat about today. And, you know, that's the thing, right? Is events are so important. And we just can't underestimate how important community is. And that's what I kind of wanted to touch upon today is, you know, with the leaders in our team and also just outside of our team, one of the things we've been really focusing on is community and how important community is and building really our team's community more. And I looked up the definition of community just for this call because I wanted to see what it actually said. And I'm just going to read it. It says, a feeling of fellowship as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. And, you know, I love it because it really does, I think, exemplify what our tribe is, right? Freedom Tribe. It's our community. And I want to thank a couple of people, Sabrina and Renata and Tara McCarthy, who do an amazing job at posting in Freedom Tribe this week. You guys have totally blown it out of the water with your extra posts and stuff like that. And Renata, I love your plate with the food. It's so great. And that's what community is, right? Sharing these little tips and tools so that we can all kind of benefit from each other's expertise, each other's what we've gone through, all of those sorts of things. And so when we think of community, I know we have a lot of new people that have jumped on this call and that are just getting started. And so one of the things I just wanted to highlight for us is that when we're adding people into the team, to make sure we are doing an intro letter, so a welcome letter. And if you don't know what that is, certainly talk to the person that got you started or reach out to me to talk about it. But doing that welcome letter and then making sure that you're CCing someone else in the team, whether it's your sponsor, myself, or the next executive or a leader in your team that you really think can mesh well with the person, because we want to build that community right away. You know, Susan Sly always talks about how she was CC'd on an email and the person that actually did the enrolling no longer was part of Isagenix, but the person that got started kept the email from being CC'd to Susan Sly and reached out to her, and is one of her biggest builders in Isagenix. And so you just don't realize how important that first email is to get people excited, to get people part of the community so they know they're not the only one doing this. They can reach out to other people. They're not alone. And so it's very important we're doing that. And then secondly, adding them to Welcome Tribe on Facebook. If you're not part of that group, make sure you're part of that group. But that's really our group for all the people using the products, people that we're looking to prospect and share the products with, because there's amazing posts. Like, I'm learning a lot from it right now. And if we all put our people in, then we're going to create that community together, which is so important, and really share each other. So I just thought today I wanted to just ask a question to all of you, because community has come up a lot in the last week and a half. And my question to you is I'm looking for somebody to just jump out. So raise your hand or unmute yourself. I don't really know how to do it otherwise. But what does community mean for you? What would you like to see in our community, in our tribe, to make you feel like it's part of a community? So if you have a thought, I'm taking notes. I just want to hear, like, what's going to make you feel like it's a community? Kellyanne? Oh, you're muted.
I'm off. There we go. Hey, Michelle. First of all, great call tonight. This is awesome. And Michelle, thank you so much for sharing. I mean, it's not always easy, but it's great to hear stories like that. And I mean, this, like the definition of community, but we're gathered here because we're really all like-minded people. But it's all our stories. It's all what we're going through, all those obstacles that we go through. And, you know, when I go to events, and why I find events so powerful are hearing those stories that we often don't get to hear, how they became successful. We often see people, that's your leader, or there's that, there's Susan Sly, but we don't hear the stories that how she got there, or those little nuggets, or the little things that get us excited, or those little wow moments. So having a call like this community, and just to get to know our team members. And, you know, Michelle, I never would have known that if you didn't share that story. Having that last name, Smiley, we just think that you're always upbeat, amazing, and just want to always give you a big hug. So just all those personal shares, and it just makes us, the more we get to know each other, the more we just want to just reach out and support each other as much as possible. So thank you so much for this call tonight.
Awesome. I love that. Stories, right? I think that does bring a community together, because I know I've bonded with a lot of people on this call just through their stories, right? So thanks for highlighting that, Kellyanne, because I think sharing our stories is important to build community. I know some people had their hands up, so who else would like to share? What does community mean to you? How can you feel in this tribe that we're a community and supporting you?
Hi, Michelle. It's Lana here.
Hey, Lana.
I just want to apologize in advance. I have a really bad cough, so that's why I'm mainly muted. I want to say that I love the concept of introducing community into our calls. I think that we have a lot of incredible people in our group, and to be able to just be able to reach out on a personal basis, because now everybody feels as if Michelle's story has we love her now, we know her now, and if we can keep on sharing, then I could easily reach out to Michelle and feel as if if I have someone who has a similar feeling, that maybe she can chat with them. So I think that's great, and there are so many superstars in this team. To be able to reach out and know you all would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think that's a great part, right? We don't all have to experience all the things in Isagenix. We're not all going to have a weight loss or an energy or a performance or whatever, but because we know each other, we can share those stories and actually bring that to the people we want to talk about. Does anybody else have anything they want to add with community? Tina?
Yeah, I just want to share that, and I think maybe we'll get this posted in the Freedom Tribe group, but I do agree with what everyone has said so far, is that, when we are looking to help other people and sort of grow the tribe, grow the community, and we're out there reaching each other, it's these collections of stories that we have in our pocket, especially of our group, that is so powerful when it comes to helping other people. And just for those of you that may not have heard what our mission statement is, for our team vision, our team mission is, our mission is to use our passion and purpose as individuals. So meaning we're all unique, we're all individuals, yet with arm's length. So that means we're all connected, like Michelle said, with the definition of community, with arm's length and unity to empower people and families to great health, financial freedom, and choice in their lives. And I think that is just so powerful and such a testament of what we're looking to do, here on our calls and within the Facebook group that we've got started. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'll make sure that it's posted in the Freedom Tribe group and in the Freedom Builders group, so you guys can have access to it. And I know I have it written, in a place that I can always see it. And it just reminds me, each day what it is that we're truly doing here together. So, and I just think it's important to just reiterate what Michelle has said and Michelle asked the question in the group, what do you guys, require? What are you guys looking for? How can we make this call more effective for you? Because this is for us, and whatever we can do together to make this more effective. What we want is to be able to have this be something that we look forward to, this half an hour together every week, because this is like an event that fuels us and fills us up as we move into the rest of the week. So thank you for being here, you guys. It's so beautiful to see how many there are of you on here on the call. Awesome. Renata.
Well, I just thought, maybe we can do this. I just totally thinking out loud. But what about if each of us, if we can commit, to these calls, that each week we bring one new teammate onto the call, or someone who's never been on the call. Let's make this call 6 pages long of people on it. Maybe that could be a great thing, because it's practicing to invite people to something. Let's practice a half an hour call. Then we'll have the courage to ask them to a big event. It's a practice. Remember what Mike DeLero says, that top income earners are the ones who are the best promoters of events. So let's maybe do something if you guys are up to something like that. Because it's nice we're all here, but how much greater would it be if you had someone from your team on the call too? And then next week, another additional person. Then the tribe grows.
I love it. I think we're all up for the challenge. Thanks for the challenge, Renata. We'll let's make that our challenge, that each week we're going to bring one person to this call, so we can learn about them too, right? It's important that their voice gets heard and we know who they are, right? And it doesn't matter if they're a huge business builder or somebody just starting with the products. We want to hear their story, and we want them to know we care. So absolutely, let's bring someone to the call. So,
Michelle, sorry, I've got something.
Go ahead.
You asking me to share my 30-second story and an obstacle and the tool that I loved was amazing practice for me. I've been out of the loop for a little bit, so practicing on these calls, like Renata just said, I would find very helpful.
Awesome. Yeah, so more practice on the calls. I think that would be great. Absolutely. So, Renata just kind of highlighted that it's getting into action. And one of the things that came out of MYKO is the Crystal Executive Reset. So make sure you have the date set down so that you can be going for this again, because this is money now on the table that you want to go for. And most people know I love the numbers. And so it's the beginning of the year. So I thought I would just share the numbers again for people, just because I think it's important, right? Renata highlighted, we have to ask people to things, right? Ask people to events, ask people to come to this call. And that's right. An event can be just a phone call between 2 people, right? So we want to be promoters. So I always like this. It's that when you talk to 10 people about Isagenix, 2 people are going to get started with you. And at the beginning, you might think, oh, that's annoying. Only 2 people are going to get started with me, right? We can start to feel like, oh, but it's actually the opposite, because you have to remember that sometimes we don't know what's happening in people's lives, right? So we could just be introducing something to them that they had never thought about before. And that's why it's important to follow up, because the more times that people hear things, then the more likely they're going to get started, because it changes their perception. It changes their ideas about things. And that's what we want. We want to help people grow and change if they're open to it or need it. So, remember that of the 10 people, 2 people will get started with Isagenix. And I always love Bill Britt's numbers. So, he kind of goes to the big scale here. But when you break it down, he made millions and millions of dollars in network marketing. And he really says it came down to 1 or 2 people in the end. But he actually had to talk to 1,200 people to find those 1 or 2 people. And that may seem like a huge number. And I'm not saying everybody here has to talk to 1,200 people. That's not what I'm saying. But, it is a numbers game. And certainly January right now, this is an exciting time, right? He talked to 1,200 people and 900 people said no. No to his opportunity. They did not get started. And so of that, only 300 said yes, right? 85 people went on to share. And of those, there's 1 or 2 people that, really exploded in his business. So keep that in mind, because one of the things I wish I knew a little bit more at the beginning is just that people are going to say no, and it's a natural thing, right? It's a natural part of this business, just like any other business. And so just to remember that as we're going through. So I know it's 8:26. I want to keep everybody on time. Celebration tickets are $199 right now, US. They are going to be, the price is going up on Sunday. So you do want to try to get your ticket before then. Remember, it is for Tony Robbins. I'm actually using it as a prospecting tool. I've actually contacted a couple of chiropractors who are in my team and other entrepreneurs and just saying, hey, this is a really great opportunity to check out our company more, have a fun time in Vegas, and hear Tony Robbins. Like, are you in for this amazing thing? And it's only 200 US or 250 Canadian. So, it's really using it as a prospecting tool right now. If you're in the Toronto area, then this Saturday we have a Super Saturday. So that's this Saturday, the 21st, Super Saturday. And it's Carol Fulong who's hosting it. Jason Snyder's going to be there, Ice the Body, and also Andre Gordon for the Start Group, and a couple of other trainers. And is there anybody else that's having events going on this week that they want to share? Anybody else having events? Tina's having an event.
So every Wednesday at my place is like Healthy Happy Hour. So anyone who's in the Barrie area, we're going to change the name. Wellness Wednesday is like kind of boring, so we're going to make it a little more exciting. So Healthy Happy Hour Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock at my place. Typically it's about 45 minutes, and then we just basically go into whoever's here, whatever they need to hear kind of thing. But it's like tasting party. So if anyone's around or you have people in this area, you can feel free to send them my way and we'll take really good care of them. Okay?
Awesome. Anybody else have any events?
I have one too. Sorry. There's a Super Saturday in Moncton, New Brunswick this weekend as well. Deborah Lee's hosting that one for anybody in the Maritimes. And I also do wellness nights. I don't have a cool name. Tuesday nights. So I'm having another one tomorrow night for our team. So I know there's not a lot of people here on the call, but
oh, sorry for interrupting, Tara. I just thought of a cool name. Naked Nutrition.
At her house.
That's a good name.
I love it. I love it. Anybody else have any questions?
That would get people in the door.
That would get people in the door. Anybody else having any events? Any shares they didn't get to do at the beginning? No? Awesome.
Michelle, just a question. I think Kellyanne asked, where are your events? Are you asking Tara, Kellyanne? Tara, where's your event?
Are they at your house? Or where do you live? Sorry.
I live in the middle of nowhere. I live in Prince Edward Island. So if anybody has prospects in Prince Edward Island, just contact me. And yeah, they can come.
Awesome. I didn't know you lived in Prince Edward Island. See, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe what we could all do next time at the beginning of the call or even tonight is just post in the chat where we live, like, you know, our name and where we live, our name's there, but where we live kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be helpful to know so you can send people. So there you go. This Saturday, Toronto. We've got also one in Moncton coming up at Tara's house, Tina's house on Wednesdays. And next week we'll be back here. Of course, Susan Sly has her call starting right now at 8:30. She's going to be recapping all the stuff from NYKO with Scott Huron. And everybody else have a great week. We're definitely here to support you. And again, thanks for all the people who are posting in Freedom Tribe. This is really all our group. So if there's something that's exciting people are asking you about, please post in there so that everybody can really benefit from it and move forward.
Can we do a quick team pick before we get off of here? I'm going to just stop the recording.